Nigeria's tax agency, FIRS, begs a National Assembly to retain exclusive power over VAT, value added tax. The Federal Inland Revenue Service has written to the National Assembly in obvious desperation to preserve its function of collecting the value added tax. The Federal Tax Agency also demanded that the federal lawmakers approve for it the establishment of the Federal Revenue Court of Nigeria. A federal high court in Port Harcourt had on August 10th ruled a judgment restraining the FIRS from collecting VAT and personal income tax in Rivers State. Although the FIRS had contested the ruling in the appeal court, it however failed to obtain a stay of execution it sought to prevent the state government from enforcing the verdict. It was however learned today that on this warning matter, a letter signed by the executive chairman of the FIRS, Mohammed Nami, dated July 1st, 2021, was addressed to the chairman of the Constitution Review, who is also the deputy speaker of the House of Representatives, Idris Wase. According to Punch, the letter with references number FIRS ECCWREP 0416-21037, which was received in Wase's office on July 2nd, was titled Request for Sponsorship of a Bill for the Establishment of the Proposed Federal Revenue Court of Nigeria and the Insertion of Value-Added Tax under Item 58 of the Exclusive Legislative List. FIRS specifically pleaded with the nation's apex legislative institution to bestow all exclusive settlement of tax disputes, including federal tax laws, company income tax, petroleum tax, income tax, capital gain tax, stamp duty, VAT, taxes, levies, and other laws, regulations, proclamations, government notices, and rules on it. The letter partly read, the Federal Inland Revenue Service further proposes amendment of Section 251 IB of the Constitution of the FRN 1999 amended by removing exclusive jurisdiction of the Federal High Court only on anything connected or related to federal tax matters, since the same would be vested on the proposed Federal Revenue Court. The Federal Inland Revenue Service also proposes for the insertion of VAT immediately after stamp duties under Item 58, Part 2 of Second Schedule of 1999 Constitution of the FRN. Cool. The fact is, why would the National Assembly, this just doesn't even seem genuine, because why would the National Assembly want to remove the power that the FIRS has over VAT? Because again, except the FIRS, of course, is milking their way on obviously corruption. Again, it's not like as if, the taxes are taking, or their records for these things, because really and truly they can only tax corporations, big corporations, international corporations, or any signed business under law, really and truly. So it's like, what would the problem be? Because let's not pretend like as if the FIRS and people in the National Assembly do not have links to create some bridge of connection, which I'm talking about, in the backstage where corruption literally goes on. So yeah, with VAT and all that, again, it's like VAT. Let me even confirm something. So what I wanted to confirm is that VAT literally is a tax on the actual production of goods. Like, I'm talking about the manufacturing. So with what you buy, again, it's in different forms. In some countries, it's with the price. So if you see something that is 100 naira, the VAT is already in there, and it's being, they calculate the price through that. Or some, let's say in America, where you buy the thing for its price, for its actual sale price, and then after there's the tax that is added. So you have two different prices. Then in the second price, which is the VAT, is then added to the original price of what you've bought, and that's it. So again, it's like, let's not pretend like as it, because really and truly, it's really income tax that the country actually gains technically it gains a lot of revenue from, because let's not pretend Nigeria is not industrialized as it should be. Because if Nigeria, listen, if Nigeria is if Nigeria is industrialized and we heavily consume our own produce, then I'd say, okay, it's something like this, the way they're fighting for exclusivity on who controls VAT and its revenue, fine. That's, I mean, I'd get it, but I'm like, let's not pretend like as if this, because again, I think they're mixing everything up. Obviously, in the article they did mention income tax and other types of tax, with trade and stuff, which is fine, but VAT is specifically let me even see the definition. It says it's collected on a product at every stage of its production, during which value is added on it. So it's the point in which the manufacturers or the wholesalers, they want to make profit. So in that area, as you want to make profit, the government also wants to make profit off your profit, if that makes sense. Basically. Let's get the comments here. Someone says, take a look at zoo inside zoo country. Okay. This is how the restructuring we have been clamoring for begins. It has to start from somewhere. Anywhere is a way. So it says, bunch of looters. What business has to control which tax? Wait, what? The decision belongs to the people, and they have spoken through judicial interpretation. Okay. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. The normalization and pursuit of absolute control of government instruments by the North has set a precedent that might cost the North undue privileges it has accrued via military decree turned Constitution of Nigeria. Instead of the North to quietly manage the silent dominance it's been enjoying, she became more greedy too quickly. Evidently, those who find nothing problematic with the injustice of Buhari's tribalism and unequal representation do not understand how it feels to be on the other side. Yeah, so it's not like it's just because I think Nigeria forms and pretends, seems, I guess the best word, seems to be a mixed government with both, mixed with, when we have a mixed government or a mixed economy, we're saying that, okay, fine, there is also government interference as well as, the private sector, working hand in hand to basically help the economy. However, Nigeria is just strange in a way that we have, when we say we have a mixed economy, it's more like the embezzlement, the control of resources, monopoly. It's like we have a command economy, a purely command economy and a purely free market, but then it doesn't really work together, because the command economy that's working in the country works absolutely 100% to be kleptocratic and basically boxes out the private sector. So the private sector is operating on vibe. So technically, we're actually under false democracy communism. That's it. Hope it makes sense. Thank you very much. Bye.